Welcome to the Fanzone show, guys. Taking over for Phil this week. He's having a break. So you've got me, the guy who you don't like anyone's opinions on. But hey-o, everyone's got their opinion. It is your show. It is the Fanzone show. So get your views in, get your comments in. And we've got bits to talk about today. Not a few. One new transfer rumour, which is good to see. It's legit because it's come from the main man, Fabrizio. And other than that, media day. Players have been in, getting their photos taken for the new season. Who stays, who goes, we don't know. Get your views in, get your comments in. We are here for the next half an hour, so get stuck in, and we'll be getting to your comments straight away. Let's get it. So yes, media day and new transfer rumour for a Monday afternoon or Monday evening, if you call it. So let me just move the camera a bit more. There you go. So I hope everyone is doing okay. Get some comments in before we start. Big Wes maybe back. No. I've just got that on the front cover just to be a bit of a cheeky, a bit of a clickbait, I guess. Nick Moore, evening. Ryan, evening, mate. Gray, evening. Richard, always again, evening. John Percy, the main man, Reeedy, no chance. It is my boy, Fabrizio Romano. He is the main man. When he says it's here we go, it is happening. But the moment, it's just we're interested. So it's still there, but nothing perfect yet. Everyone is saying evening to myself. Ross says getting Steffi Mavididi would be a statement to say we are in the serious about getting back to big time. So this is a hard one because the only reason I know him is because of FIFA, of the game FIFA. So I don't know too much about him. He obviously is English. I don't know where he was before. Montpellier, is that where he's from? He's playing at the moment. I'm not too sure where he went before that. I'm guessing he played in an English football league. I might be wrong. I don't know, but it's good to see because we're bringing. It's down to if we do sell someone, and I'm guessing that is the word Barnes because it. I look at it and think both players, Barnes and this Mavidi guy, are both first team players, and there's no point having first two in the Championship anyway, because in the Premier League we're always saying someone needs to have competition with Barnes to get ahead of him because he wasn't losing his spot, was he? So someone that's like Mavididi, he would be good. I think it all depends if Barnes goes. I think he will go because of the big interest from Newcastle. So this is where I would say bring him in. It just depends if he wants to come down to the Championship. That is the main reason. Because obviously I think he'd probably prefer to be in the Premier League, if anything. James, where do you think you're finishing the season? We'll go a bit more on about that later on. Let's get more transfers coming in and out first before we do mention anything about where the season's going to, because it could be brilliant. Enzo could come in and we smash the league on fire like Company did with Burnley. Or 15th in the league after 10 games and people are going to be a bit, wrong move. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Everyone's got their opinion. But yeah. Joe, are you going Burton? I think so. Are the tickets on sale? If they are, tell me now because I've not seen them. If they have, we need to get them because I am going. Big budget new credits, no mate. Or are you on about the new overlay thing I've done? No. That's just one that I like to use because I made it. Whereas the older boys use the more boring one, I guess. But if that's what you're talking about, then yeah. What else we got? Baz, evening. Typical Leicester slow going in on incomings. That's hard to say because last week, yes, it all came in one go, but we did get 2 signings, a kit launch, and a whole backroom staff. And now, was it yesterday? We got Mr. Willie Caballero. So again, I don't see just player incomings as news. I'm glad Willie Caballero has come in. Obviously, Enzo sees something in him. He's not. I don't even think he retired from football, so I'm not too sure how that goes. But when it comes to maybe playoffs or even penalty shootouts in general, then he might be a big person, a big voice in the changing rooms because he was brilliant at them. Obviously, that's not the only reason he's come in, but little bits like that could be major. They could have done with him against with Madison. Maybe would have scored a penalty better. But hey ho, legit nonsense. Who are we on about? Who are we on about? We're talking about that Mavidi guy, or Barnes, or whatever. Let us know. Well, again, we all have opinions. We all have our own thoughts on what's happening at the moment. But we just need to get our boys onto the pitch and see how we do this season. Evening to everyone who says hello. I have no idea who is. Are you talking about the Mavidi guy? I don't either. But gone by the end of the week. I probably agree. Jay, do I think Barnes will definitely be going? I think now with the interest we've got in the other winger and the massive interest in Newcastle, I do see him going. I think the bid's 25 mil, which I could see. Think for me, I probably would be like straight up, just get rid of him with 25 mil. I'm happy with that. I don't think we need to be delaying on the price, trying to decline it and let them come in for another bid. I just think it's too risky. We need to get him done, like we did with Madison. He probably wasn't amazing money, but we got rid of him and we brought in 2 new players with it. And if you think about it, 25 mil for Barnes, people might think it's a bit stingy, but you can at least buy 2 or 3 more players with that. And in the Championship, that's easy enough. Ross, he's been really good for Montpellier last season, a left winger. See, we were missing that a whole last season. Yes, people say Barnes was there, but we needed competition, and that's where I would want to have seen Harrison come in because he was that player who will give 100% and maybe would compete with someone like Barnes being in that position. I do think so. He used to play for Charlton. I thought he played somewhere. Someone said he was at Arsenal. I'm not too sure. He was at Arsenal, born in Derby. Thank you for the stats. Thank you for the whatever the word is, information. I can't remember the words for it. Great says Enzo is stamping his authority. Great to see. Yeah, again, I'm gonna have my reservations or whatever the word is because I got that wrong last time on Jamie's show last week. But I'm reserved to see what's coming because we don't know what to get from Enzo. We can be positive. Yes, I am positive and looking forward to the new season. But there's always an if there that if something happens, then I do think we're going to be on certain people's backs for maybe choosing the wrong decision. But I hope it doesn't end that way. Nick, we need a right winger with a left foot. Haven't had that since Riyad left. Was Tete there? Was Tete a left-footed player? And obviously we can't really do any much because he only played 1 good game and that was it. But again, with the right winger situation, I think Jamie was pointing on it yesterday that if we played with 3 at the back, I don't think we need wingers. Yes, we can't always play 3 at the back because eventually a lot of teams will clock onto it and it just won't work. But majority of the time, we want to be on the ball. We want to be possession-based football. So maybe we don't use wingers. 2 up front with a left wing back and a right wing back of Ricardo Pereira or Justin Christiansen or Thomas. I think it's perfectly fine with that. And if we do get rid of Barnes, what happens? Does that Mavidi guy come in as more of a central role? I don't know. Ex Arsenal 21, 23, and Juve 23. I did not know any of this stuff, so thank you for letting me know. To be fair, it's all good. He's done good in 10th league. Sumari did well there, so no more. It all depends on what happens. Again, he might not come. We've just been linked with him, and there is actually a link there. So hopefully, if we do see someone go, like say maybe a Pratt or a Barnes. Hopefully that does mean that we do bring another player in. I'd like to see a new winger come in, who isn't like Tete, who can't do too much at all. But Jamie does say, what's the story about Big Wes Morgan? Nothing there. I've just used him as the graphic just to get a bit of a clickbait going. He was at the media day with Enzo. Got kind of pictures taken and whatnot. So of course he's going to be there. Get his picture out there on the new kit. He's not coming back. He's not coming anywhere into the team, I don't think, unless maybe a voice in the changing room. I don't know. But it's good to see, because we're obviously all miss Wes Morgan. Probably not playing wise now, but we miss him in the changing rooms. Jack says Mavididi can also play striker. He can cover if there's any extra goes. Exactly, that's what I just said. If we do play with three at the back with wing backs, maybe he does more slot into the central role. I'm happy with that as well. That maybe means that someone like Daka does come out, goes out the door. Maybe so. And like I say, at the moment, Daka or Mavididi, you'd probably say you'd have Eva, because you don't know what Mavididi is actually going to come out with. And you know what Daka's done at the moment, so I can't really say much now, can I? Just sold my car to Enzo Maresca. Yeah, brilliant, Leo. Appreciate that. But that'll probably be sung most weeks at the footy. I hope DP don't leave. Jamie said that yesterday. I confirmed that yesterday, that I do not want him to leave. I think he's just as good as someone like Harry Winks that we brought in. I don't see why we needed to bring Harry Winks in if we do keep DP this season. I think he'd be absolutely outstanding in the Championship. He never got his game time. Tillemans always took his place every time he was in the team. He was not good enough half the time. So when Pratt comes in, he shows every bit of fight. So that's why I've always wanted him to stay. I am going to Northampton, Terence. So I'll see you there. I will not be catching the coach though, so I'll see you at the ground. What else have we got? People saying, try and keep up with everyone's comments. Hello, Keith. Welcome. Sheep. I don't know what you're on about there. Franny. I'm not too sure. Tete had two left foot. Yeah, probably. He could use it once against Villa and then never use his two left feet again. I like this user says. Tete was brilliant. V, honest opinion on Enzo or Brendan? In your honest opinion, Enzo or Brendan? See, this is stirring stuff, V. This is stirring stuff, because it's just hard. I'm not trying to like crap on Enzo's back already before he's even started, but backgrounds and all this. Yes, he was poor for us at times with Brendan Rodgers, and yes, people were saying he was awful for us the last couple of seasons. I would have probably said Brendan's knowledge and background would probably have been better than Enzo's, just because we just don't have a clue what Enzo is doing at the moment, as in tactics and all this. We all want to be positive, and I do want to be positive and do want to hope for the best. But there's always, I know in every single person's mind, in every single fan's mind on this show tonight, will have doubts about Enzo. I'm sorry, but they will. If you're saying you're not, you kind of just blindly looking at it, because there is doubt that he could not be the perfect man for us. It's a risk, and that's my opinion. People can disagree, like I always say, but that is my opinion. I'm happy we took a risk. It has to pay off. People say you'd rather be 2 or 3 years in the Championship and rebuild than bring someone for a year and hopefully go straight back up. You'd be in the Premier League win 1 year every single time. That's what you'd pick every single time. You wouldn't want to be in the Championship for a couple of years, because then you'd be back to the basic Championship squad, who, if they do go up, you'll be literally trying to survive in that Premier League every single year. You're never going to see Leicester. If they don't go up this year, you'll never see the same Leicester again for the last 10 years, because it'll be hard for you. It'll be just too hard. It'd be too hard. Joel Perot is coming to Leicester, scores goals. Again, I've always said it. Now we're in the Championship, I don't want to be bringing in Premier League standing players, because they don't know how the Championship is. The likes of Cody, yes, because he's been in the Championship. The likes of Winks, I'm still unsure about, just because of the Championship level. And if he drops down, is he going to be too good for it? Or because of how he's done the last couple of years, is he going to be up for it? I don't know. But the likes of Joe Perot, he's been in the Championship for years. He knows what he's doing. And that's what we need to get straight out of it. We need to be bringing all the big boys from all the bigger clubs in the Championship last season and try and fire up the league. That's what we have to do. Why have you not mentioned Perot? Just mentioned him there, mate. Hopefully that's covered you it. I'm happy. I hopefully he joins. It all depends on. I think we have to lose one of the strikers. Kel, Daka, or Vardy. One of them has to leave for us to bring them in. I think there's no point in bringing another striker when we've already got 3. People probably say get rid of Daka, or I say that Kel should go just because I think he deserves better than Championship. I think if he went to like a West Ham or I'm trying to think who else now, Villa, that I think it'd be perfect for him. And that's not me saying I want him to go. I'm just saying I think he deserves better than Leicester because they're in the Championship now. So get rid of Pratt, Timmins with pants. I probably agree at half the time. Here come all the comments from Enzo or Brendan. Enzo all day long. Enzo will be better than Rodgers. Hopefully will be better. Hopefully, yes. Rodgers couldn't outthink rookie bosses. The fact that people are asking Enzo Brennan is just really ridiculous, judging the guy when he's not even done anything yet. No, and that's what I'm not judging him. I'm just not putting myself in the he's gonna do brilliant. He's gonna do brilliant because he will shoot myself in the foot. Phil said it. It's a big risk and it's one or the other. If it goes downhill, I will say I had my suspicions and I had my thoughts that this could happen. And on the other side of it, I want to be positive and I hope that he does well. But if he doesn't, there's always doubt there. Mark does say here that he has no doubts about Enzo, none whatsoever. He's the man for us. I hope so. But I'm just like, I just don't know. I don't know how we can say so much good stuff about him when we don't know anything yet. After the first game of the season, if we slap the floor with Coventry and then go to Huddersfield and slap the floor with them, or we just play brilliantly, then I'm like, do you know what? This is starting well. But I was saying in the car on the way to work the other day that if we lose to Coventry and then we get an average result against Huddersfield, yes, the Championship is always a bit of a up and down season. You could win 10 games in a row at the end of the season and get you back into the playoffs. But this year we need to have the best possible outcome. And people agree with me, you have to get up this season. You have to. But Trina being stingy, I'm guessing that's about Pratt. You getting anyone else on? I'm not. I'm doing a normal Phil show. I'm getting all your comments on. Hopefully you don't mind that. If anyone does drop in, they've got a link. They haven't got a link, but if they do drop in, it's because they've got access and I can add them in. But all depends if anyone jumps in. I've not given the link out to anyone. So Paul Smith, you're negative. I wouldn't say negative. It's being people saying that to me like every single show last season. I was being the positive one, and everyone was like, "No, it's just being realistic. Just being realistic." No, I am being realistic. I am looking at every single side of this picture, every single side of what we've done. Again, happy to see Cody come in. He's going to hopefully will be the captain. And Ian Miles, I'm guessing, I don't know what that word means, but hopefully it means that I'm being on, not the fence, but I'm seeing both sides of the picture. I don't want to just be, we're going to win the league. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Or Maretska's brilliant. Let's do this before we even see anything. I'm on the middle ground. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We can't know. We can't know. He's managed 14 games. 14 games. And he's only won 4 of them. I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I'm just apprehensive. That's another word. I don't know how to judge him yet. Like Ian says, pragmatic. I'm guessing that's what he means. There's no easy games in the Championship. Give this Enzo a break. Give him 15 games, then judge. I've said that. If we're 15 games in, 10, 15 games in, and we're 10th to 15th, I'm sure there'll be some moans. I'm sure there will. You'll see Union FS. I'm not the biggest fan of Union FS. The moment anything goes bad, they moan. They do moan. And if there's any of you in there, I'm sorry, but they do moan. It's like last season when you're winning 1 or 2-0. Oh, yes, we're winning games. Go to a losing position. Oh, you're fucking shit. Da, 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 da. I'm like, they're not all. It's not all Union FS, but there is some that do get on my nerves a bit, and that's just me. That's my opinion on them. I'm not judging all of them. It's just a lot of people that just do get on my nerves against. Is anyone actually fans of the UNF? I don't know. Larks, if you want to, mate, you can do. I haven't sent you the link, but if you can get on, you can do. We've got about 10 minutes left, so jump on if you want. Duck says, Reeedy he's quite good at being positive. Thank you! Thank you! I was positive last season. I don't know how, because we got relegated, but this season, I'm just being on. I keep saying I'm not on the fence. I'm just trying not to judge anything yet. We can't say that Enzo's a brilliant manager because we don't know. We don't know anything. Like Aaron says, we'll do a good job. I believe. Believe, yes. Not like fact he's brilliant or fact he's going to do a good job. We don't know anything yet. So that's just how I think about it. But Jack, never G. I'm not too sure. Tony, right, here we go. Reeedy, you are running the club down. We do not want to sell players. You think we should be in the Premier League. We want them to take us back. Reeedy, you are running the club down. I'm getting mixed up here. You are running the club down. We do not want to sell players. You think we should be in the Premier League. We want them to take us back. I get what you mean now. I want to see Barnes, someone like Hell, now go. Yes. Yeah, I do want to see him go because we're in the Championship. We're not in the Premier League anymore. These players will leave. Yes, it'd be good if they do stay, but I don't think they will. There's no doubt about it. Some of them will still leave. It doesn't matter. Stevie Baz says, what's your thoughts on Jamie Vardy's season? Hopefully he's our main man. I could see him smashing the league on fire. He couldn't do it in the Premier League last season, really, but he's coming to the Championship now, and hopefully he can do one last thing before he does retire and he smashes us straight back into the Premier League and has maybe one last season in the Premier League before he does retire. Hopefully, it's not really the end of the world, I guess. What else we got going? Ross, how is the toilet cleaning? How is a toilet cleaner negative? I'm guessing I didn't see that comment, but hey ho. Really, compared to other Leicester fans, to be honest, I'm guessing that means that I'm being positive because I saw a message earlier. Hello, Ross. I'll be back in a minute for you. I will be back in a minute for you, Ross. Councillor, really is generally honest as a day. Some of the other Leicester Fan TV pundits are not as bearable. Thank you, Councillor. I'm nice. I just say my thoughts. If you don't agree with me, hey ho. That's just me. I say it how it is. If people don't like it, they don't like it. If they do, they do. What else people say? I saw a comment about Union FS. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Mark Manderfield. Union FS generally do their best to improve the atmosphere, do stuff for charity, impressive tifos. Don't get me wrong, that part of it, fair enough. They did well with that. They do good banners, they do good things. It's the booing and moaning that, for me, majority comes from that area because that's near where I sit. That's just me. I feel like at times it's not needed. Like for instance, when for instance, when I didn't agree with this shirt. They're saying that you don't deserve to wear the shirt. I just didn't agree with it. I just didn't. And when people say it, it's only in losing positions. I remember when we played Fulham, we got battered 5-2. At some point of the game, we were getting back into it, and there was no songs whatsoever. But the moment we got into a position where like 4-1 down or 4-0 down, wherever it was, oh, you don't deserve to wear the shirt. You don't deserve to wear the shirt. For me, just I don't agree with, because you're coming back into a comeback and you're all happy days again. It's just the way I think about it and the way I see it. We will bring Locks in quickly, and then we'll bring Ross in as well. Locks, welcome, mate. Appreciate you coming on. Bit of a random show today, mate. Obviously, you've got my VDD guy coming in, hopefully, a link to him. And obviously, in the media day, I don't know what's happened at the media day, but all the players look like they're getting photos taken and whatnot. What's your kind of take on this Mavididi guy, or whatever you call him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a signing, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can't complain about a signing.
Hopefully.
He looks okay. I saw that there's other teams though in France, right, that are interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that he might be more inclined to join. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to come back to England. Maybe he sees us as a club that could he could be playing Premier League football next season. You know, the season after, if he came. I know it's a bit blurry. Somebody's put in the comments. Apologies. I'll have to sort it out afterwards. Can I just say as well, by the way, the councillor. I think the councillor is probably the first person I've seen in a long time praising Reeedy. So that's nice to see.
I think today I've been a bit more. I don't know. I normally get slated, and I normally just take it to heart. But today I'm just like, whatever. I'll take whatever comes to me, and it's my opinion. It's just what the show's about, isn't it? Locks, whatever you say, it's your opinion. If people don't agree, you just have to kind of just debate it, really. So.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, the thing with a lot of people in the comments, not many people here. I'm not pointing any names out, but obviously we get, not just us, every fan channel, every YouTuber, they get they get comments, saying, oh, you speak rubbish and all this, but they don't offer to come on themselves and give their opinion. So we never get to see the other side of it. But no,
I wouldn't say Ross, but
I wouldn't
yeah,
say
but
Ross.
No. me and Locks maybe, but not Ross. He talks his nonsense.
Yeah.
Going into rob places and all that. It's like. Any more comments before we do bring Ross in for the last couple of minutes? Wayne says we are going to be fine, Reeedy, but I do hope we do need Cody as captain. Again, I agree. He's the one player that I'm like buzzing about, because I would have took him last year in the Premier League. It's that big of a signing. I hope we see him in as captain. I don't think there's anyone else really you could look at and say captaincy worthy. You'd probably say maybe Albrighton, but he might not even get into the side at times, because the way we're playing with wing backs, maybe he doesn't get in. So,
well, because obviously Albrighton is the captain at the moment. He is the club captain. So, yeah, I agree that maybe give it to somebody who's going to play every game, because Cody might if Cody's vice captain, Cody might end up being captain most games if he starts. Albrighton doesn't, but just give it to someone, a fresh start, who is going to start games, and you've got the captain on the pitch most of the time. Vardy don't want it, because he would have had it by now. So
before we do get Ross on, here's a comment for you. Do you respect Piers Morgan? I don't know why these comments come up, but
I don't. I'm not putting my political stance out there. I think with Piers Morgan, I don't like him, and the only reason I don't like him is because he's a hypocrite, because he changes his opinions every few days. So that's why I don't like Piers Morgan. Nothing to do with his political point, though.
No, it's fine. Right, Ross has
Have we ever had Piers Morgan being chatted about on Leicester?
No, we haven't. No, we'll bring Ross in for the last few minutes. He has been waiting very, very kindly, and he's been listening to everything I've said this show, so hopefully he's got a lot to say to me now.
Ross, try and sit still for this, mate.
Sit still. Be like this. Here he comes. Hello, Ross.
Ow. I just stood on a plug. Ow.
What a start. Go on then, Ross. You've heard what I've had to say the whole show. What's your kind of take on all the comments, all my views? What do you reckon?
Well, first of all, the person that asked about Enzo or Brendan, I'll give you a wobble. It's ridiculous. Also,
someone asked about Enzo or Brendan as your manager, and I said only reason I'd pick Brendan is because he's got a background and he's got a managerial career. That's the only reason I picked him, not because I'm slating it. Enzo, you just can't say anything about Enzo at the moment. So
What's your problem with the question, Ross?
No, I just think we're judging the guy, not you, Reeedy, by the way. If when you read the comment, I didn't say you, the individual that asked. We're judging people or judging somebody that we've not even seen what he can do yet. And that's the thing. That's the problem with not just us Leicester City fans. It's a problem with every single club. We judge people too quickly. We judge people on their backgrounds and stuff like that. The problem is we don't give them a chance. You know, people. I mean, did people give when Morris came to the club? Anybody know who he was? We all judged him based on his experiences at the French league, and obviously he's now basically one of the most successful players to ever leave Leicester, bar N'Golo Conte as well.
So, I mean, he's another one that came to the club not knowing who he was and then smashed it in 1 year. So
I think people asking that is just ridiculous. You know, end of the day, we judge him after the first 23 games, halfway through the season, where we go from there.
See, here's one question. Here's one question with Richie says, and this is not me saying you're wrong, but how do you know Enzo is better? There's no stats or previous managerial things.
Well, there is stats.
There is stats. But
Rodgers is better.
But the thing is, though, Rodgers has had so many experiences over years.
That's my point.
This is what Chris says. We are blindly and praying that we go to a decent start. It is. Ross.
I said it was Palmer, for God's sake. You know.
No, but it's not just that. But there's no actual evidence to say that Enzo is better than him.
At the end of the day, it's not about Mr. I'm very proud of the players anymore. It's all about good old Enzo. The Enzo.
Hopefully, of course it is. The
Enzo era has begun. And
it is, yes.
Some of the other comments, I like that one where I talk a lot. We talk sense, and we got called pundits. I don't know.
We're all pundits.
Hang on, I just want to go back to that. The council called us pundits. I mean, wow, fair play. I mean,
just wait until the season starts, mate. We'll be all there.
If we get called pundits, then what the hell is that TalkSport presenter? That woman's on about when she would talk about that Rice situation. You know, I'll bid you. But anyway, enough about that.
Right, last few comments before we do finish for today. Enzo will be starting his coaching career. Yeah, perfect. I just hopefully it's good for him because it's a big test for him, especially the first game of the season.
Do you know what?
First game of the season, it is.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier. I mean, the thing is with Enzo, I think let's be honest, it is a tough start. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, Coventry have just lost the playoff final. They've just signed a player for £8 million or something like that. So they're not the ones they're not messing.
I will say though, the big thing about Coventry is I think they have lost their main striker. He has gone to Sporting, I think.
Yeah, he was a good player.
I
watched the playoff final, and to be honest, he weren't too bad.
Love you, Duck.
I love it how he puts me first. Sorry, but
he's gone from worst to best.
Ooh, that's a bit rude. But there's one thing he said, really, just before you got me on about. I think it was Locks that said it about his comments on other shows and stuff. End of the day, I've had a lot of dogs abuse on other channels recently on TikTok. I got banned for a week off TikTok, but I'm just saying that end of the day, we all have opinions. You know, there's some things I don't agree with Reeedy or Locks, mainly Reeedy, but Jono actually. You know, he was about as positive as that Just Stop Oil protesters. You know, end of the day, we all need to stick together, be positive, and obviously when things go wrong, of course we have a moan. That's what we do. We're British. I mean,
Leicester.
You know, we called the police when KFC ran out of chicken. You know,
exactly.
We actually did. I'm being serious. But,
right, last comment before we do end off. Go on then, everyone. What's your chance for Enzo when we get to the ground on the first game of the season?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be we bought a car from Enzo Maresca?
Just sold my car to Enzo Maresca. Yeah, it's gotta be it.
Or just anything else?
Maresca. Oh, that's what. That's
a decent one. That's
something so far. Yeah, but it's only so far, and then probably in the next few.
We can't be mean to another host. It's fine.
I know. But you know what though, right?
Oh, there you go, Ross. That's one for you.
You know what? Well, usually I would do something else, but it's not past 9 o'clock yet, so I'll do it.
Let me say, by the way, just touching on what I was saying, Reeedy, earlier about the comments and stuff. Guys, anyone in the comments, like, just drop us a message. Let us know that you want to come on and give your opinions, because we'd love to hear them. I'm not saying anyone in here has been. You
don't want to see our faces all the time. I know we don't, but if no one else comes on, we have to do the shows.
Well, that's it. That's another thing. A lot of people say, "Oh, why is it always the same people?" It's because nobody else is asking to come on.
All I'm going to say is no one's got the balls to come on. And no,
not quite that far, Ross. Right, but it's a new season. We want new fans. Get your comments in.
Exactly.
And then come on to the show. We're happy to have you and all that. So yeah. All I know is Leicester are going to be the first ever Championship Invincibles. So there we go.
There you go.
You know what?
Perfect.
Wow. Let's screen record that. So you think we're going to do the Invincibles in the Championship?
What do you reckon, Goldilocks?
Oh, hang on! I suggested that, and you probably shot it down.
Yeah, but
I think
we were doing it every game, Ross. Last time it was every game.
Yeah, well, but let's be honest. We're kind of half right. I started that, by the way. On that, it was against Man City.
We have a reason for Goldilocks now, because half of all of Leicester's coaching staff are all bold. So
do you know what I can see happening? Do you know if Enzo's doing a great job?
Yeah,
do you know like how at that time when Tete suddenly had a one game wonder and we all showed up with Brazil flags and not? We have to get ball caps.
Well, just shave it.
No,
no chance, mate. No chance of I shaving my hair off for Enzo.
It's like at Euro. Do you remember Euro 2020 or 2021 when everyone was doing their hair like Foden? Do you remember that? So
I tried.
I reckon it is a deal, right? I reckon everyone in the chat, if we go, like, say, first 15 games unbeaten, shave it, man.
The only time I changed my hair was when we played in the FA Cup final. I made it go blue. So I regretted that because I pulled it out from off.
It was
I've got a tradition.
Green, yeah.
I've got a tradition this season. Every away game I'm going to, I'm spraying my hair blue.
There you go. Locks. Ross, thank you for jumping on. We have gone over by 7 minutes, but it's always fun.
Right.
Nick did say I'd come on. I always ask for the link.
That's true. Yeah, Nicholas always comes on. To be fair,
Well, next week, Nick, we will get you on because I am taking over Phil's show once again on a Monday. So get your comment in, and I will
permanently or just
no. I'm just taking over. He's taking a few weeks off. So.
Right, he's on leave. He's on
leave. Yeah, I'm doing all the work in the office. So
I remember Russell. He was bold.
But yeah, Ross, appreciate you coming on. Locks, appreciate you coming on, and we'll catch you on the next show. See you in a bit.
Oh wait, before I go
on.
I reckon we sign this man. He's gone to.
No, we're not having him. I'd rather have the goat. I'd rather have the goat, mate. So
you know what? I'm removing myself.
Please do, mate. There you go, guys. Appreciate it. Nick says he's on a booze cruise now. He's not on the booze cruise. He's having a few weeks He's having a few weeks off the show. He's bored. He's ready for the new season. He wants to have a bit of a break before the new season. There you go, guys. Appreciate you coming on. I've told you my views. I've told you my thoughts. Just a random show. Why not? We'll get your views on again next week. Obviously, Jamie's show on a Sunday. Marshall on a Monday for next week as well. And if there's any news updates, we'll go live throughout the week. Appreciate you joining in. And we'll catch you all next time. Adios, guys. Adios.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.